Hi, Sunil, Dr. Sunil, your own management consultant, corporate trainer, and bit of your loving poet. Gentlemen, we are going to take up a very important subject on managerial effectiveness, on leadership, one of the most important component in today management field. In fact, I was reading a small article which was mentioning that more than 90% training programs around the globe are being focused on this one single phenomena, leadership. My own experience, classroom experience says that whenever we are interacting with a large number of managers in a training program, and while profiling their behavior, redefining their attitudes, replanning, reprogramming their mind, we find this single component missing. And the fact remains, these very people are responsible for managing the large teams, bind the teams. The very first fundamental question I ask normally in my class is, what exactly is a leader? A very simple answer, not so many big thousands and thousands of books have been written on the subject, but the leadership is defined as a single word, the person who can influence others. Primarily in a ordinary situation when two people meet and when they are observed very closely, we find that over a period of time, one start influencing, another start getting influenced. But as far as the managerial leadership is concerned, is very vital because the whole crux of the effectiveness depends upon the behavior of the manager. We are going to discuss some of the very fundamentals as far as the leadership part is concerned. The leader is primarily responsible for managing his teams, binding their teams, operating in such a way that his team is collaborating and working in close liaison with other cross-functional team in the organization. So he has a wide range of activities, and most of the time he makes his presence felt in the team. As Peter Drucker very rightly said once, the leader is not the one who are leading the team in the front. Sometimes the leader leads the team from the backside also. The very important another factor for a proactive, assertive leader is that he is very social, very friendly. He developed this emotional competency and the connections very fast. And these very connections, then help them to achieve the corporate goals, corporate objectives, and he assists each and every member of his team to reach and achieve their KRAs. He is very creative too, very innovative. People are using the Kaizen word these days, and he is the one who encourages the creativity and innovation in the team all the time. He welcomes the creative ideas, supplement with his own conscience, his own effectiveness, his own knowledge, and ultimately better things are being implemented in his team. A leader is a very good listener. We always talk of communication, but in the real world, listening is a great problem. 60 to 70% people throughout the world are bad listeners. By the time they listen half of the thing, they start producing, manufacturing the answer. That means they have not listened the thing properly. They have not listened the full content, yet they have formed their answer. Obviously, it is not going to be the correct answer. A very effective leader, a proactive leader is a great listener. He listens each and every word. And he doesn't listen each and every word. He also looks at the body language, gestures and the postures and eye contact and form his own opinion. A proactive leader is firm, very decisive, take his action and the decisions very fast. But the fact remains, he is not very rigid also. At times he is flexible in the team, accept the ideas from all and everyone and then decide his own decision. He encourages the people to be the part of decision making process. A very important thing, he admits his mistakes in the team. A proactive leader is the one, if he feels that there are mistakes, he very openly admit, and the fact of this kind of the admission in the team is very important. People feel happy that this is not the person who say the boss is always right. The boss can be the wrong too. He wins the heart of the people when he say at times, look gentlemen, I am wrong here and you are right. He makes the expectation part within the team very clear. He tell everyone, define everybody's expectation, roles, and assign the roles in such a way that each one is very effectively implementing them. He also take care moment he notice there is an inter-role rivalry or the inter-role conflicts. If at all within the team there are the conflicts, he immediately intervene, put his hand on it and try to solve the conflict. He is the one who is creating opportunities for the people within the team. He works in such a way that each and every member feels that all of them are contributing in a team in a very effective and a very proactive and produce maximum results. He also try and include people in the decision making process. My experience, vast experience of so many decades has confirmed that if the decisions are taken on the leader's level, sometimes decisions are not good. But if the leader is making everybody participate in the decision-making process, then the quality of the decision improves a lot when all the people, team members are involved in such a process. A very important factor, and I've been cherishing this factor for a very long time. A proactive leader is the one who praise, appreciate, elogize you, while a lot of people are standing around. We always used to say, appreciate your people when there are the other people to hear what you are saying. And it has a reverse also. A good leader, a proactive leader, assertive leader, if at all he is to give his mouthful to a person on his inefficiency, or maybe, reprimand, it has to be in a very, very private, maybe in a closed room. Because if you are telling the people, reprimanding the people in front of so many other people, you are doing nothing but hurting their self-esteem and the self-respect. A proactive leader is the one, who compromise occasionally. The situation is not I am okay and you are not okay. Many a time you feel that being in compromising situation with his own team member is very, very important. When you compromise, the team health is good and everybody feels happy. But he is also very strict as far as the organization rule, process and the systems are followed. In current business scenario, the quality areas, the productivity areas, the environment areas are also equally important, and ensure that each and everything is properly adhered to, attended to, and implemented in most effective way. A proactive leader primarily do not express his aggression and anger very openly. Otherwise, it is going to have a very bad effect on the team members. He has own methods. He have devised his own technologies and techniques to share his anger, to share his dissatisfaction, and to share his own disagreement. This depends from the individual and individual. Sometimes a very strong eye contact can convey to the person that the other person is not agreeing with him, and what you are doing is not in line with the organization policies or the organization culture. Another very important factor for the proactive leader that he has the ability, acumen, and the great area as for to work under the stress. The stress, gentlemen, is not going to be finished in this world. On the contrary, every moment with the technology improvement and so many other things intervening in between, the element of the stress is increasing day by day. And a proactive leader devises the strategies to work under the stress. He also make an environment in the team in such a way which is stress-free. Now, this is not the area today to talk about the meditation and the yoga, but the fact remains that a proactive leader has learned the strategies and techniques to work effectively under the stress important. A cutting edge. A proactive leader is, observed far away. Anybody can find that there is a person who is working and which is extraordinary. The element of the cutting edge is very important. Unless the cutting edge phenomena is not there, you almost become the part of the crowd. A proactive leader is never was and will never be the part of the crowd, is extraordinary and is visible especially even in the crowd. His physical aspects, his the way of dressing, his attire, his attitude, his etiquettes, all things in combination make him so special and so different as far as team is concerned. Another very important factor about the proactive leader is that he is trying to utilize the hidden potential of all the people and the team members. He has the special ability to identify and then allocate the work according to the skill, competency, and the potential of the people. He is not allotting the wrong work to the wrong people with the wrong competencies. He is expert in matching the competencies and skill as far as the work requirements are concerned. He is the one who gives a lot of appreciation and the recognition of the high achievers. He takes opportunities. He doesn't take opportunities. He in fact creates a situation where to celebrate such kind of the recognition. Normally it happens, many organizations, my client organization, a leader just throw a small party with a burger or a Pepsi, with a lot of clapping and a music and a song here and there to recognize and elogize a person. Very another important factor that he is fair, very fair in his dealing. He never do any favoritism on the caste, creed, state, religion or a country. As far as team members are concerned, all are equal in his eyes. And he is very fair in even distributing the rewards, and not to talk about the punishments too. His attitude is very impartial. He is not easily influenced by the small things, emotional things, and he has the great capacity to manage his emotions such in a way that his emotionality does not come into the conflict and crossroad as far as decision-making process is concerned. He has the great emotional competencies. This helps him to connect with the leader. He expresses love. He expresses compassion. He has the great ability to connect very fast with the people. Another very important factor as far as the proactive leader is concerned, he has the great ability to manage his ego. Many a time people confuse ego with the self-respect and the self-esteem. He has the ego, but he doesn't manipulate. He in fact operate under an ego which is very positive and helping to the other people also. Well, gentlemen, these were some of my points. And these are the points, in fact doesn't belong to me. These are the things I've been observing in a classroom scenario over the last 1 or 2 decades. I found the people who have the above qualities, and these above qualities are not in the book or hidden. All these qualities are manifested, visible when a team leader operates within his team. And the best part is, a good leader is the one who is liked, loved passionately by his team member. And very surprisingly, Even as a trainer, as a corporate consultant in a classroom situation, handling a training for the 2 or 3 days, you're also performing the role of a leader, maybe for a very shorter duration of time. Perhaps you may not meet this team again, but every time I am operating in the class, I try to include all the things which I have said above in my way of working, in my way of dealing, in my way of operating. I don't forget that I am in the business of reprogramming the mind of the people, redesigning their attitude. And the most beautiful thing which I feel, and I am very passionate, that being a teacher, a mentor, as a trainer, as a guide, we are there to help them to rediscover the winner in them. The is them in there, but there is a lot of dust. We try to remove so much dust and try to polish the people, help them to see themselves, recognize themselves, appreciate their own skill. And very beautifully, a person, gave me a feedback. Sir, every time you come to the class, you reintroduce us to us. आप हमारा हमसे ही परिचय करवा देते हैं. बातों बातों में दिल जीत कर न जाने हमको क्या से क्या बना देते हैं. And I feel very good, with these kind of the small things coming in the feedback. I feel honored too that I am the part and the parcel of the people growth. Thank you, gentlemen. These were some of my views on the proactive, assertive leadership. I will be with you again, maybe on another managerial subject. Thank you.